Hi everyone. So I am doing my reflection on the short autobiography about basically changing our habits. As far as how I think this applies to the APRN role and responsibility, the first thing that comes to mind is how I think that I might carry some traits or characteristics from being a bedside nurse over to my APRN role. Which is maybe not following in so much of the provider role, and instead being more of the person who executes all the orders. So really trying to make that transition into being the provider and making the decisions and making the plan, I think will definitely be something that I'll have to break that habit. As far as other ways that I think that this could apply, I think that when we go to the APRN role from the bedside nurse, I think we kind of feel like we have to prove ourselves. And so by maybe taking on too much responsibility right away, taking on too much outside work responsibilities like committees or projects or things like that, and realizing that it's not good for us and it's not good for our learning or our development. And so we might need to take that step back and look at what we need to do as far as getting back to learning the role and really trying to refine that. So I can also see it in that way. And then the final thought I had with it is how it's going to change, how my feelings towards my patients and caring for my patients is going to change in the provider role versus the bedside nurse. I obviously am pediatric acute care, so I will be working in acute care areas where there will be sick kids that don't always have the best outcomes. And how will I take that on as far as feelings of, is this my fault? Could I have done something different? And what could I have changed? What couldn't I have changed? So making sure that I don't fall into that trap of, well, now that I'm a provider, this is totally my fault. Because some kids will have bad outcomes regardless of whoever the provider is, whatever the decisions are, they're going to have those outcomes. So making sure that I don't take that on completely will be something that I will really have to work on. That I'd already take that kind of to heart when I'm a bedside nurse, so I can only imagine that it will become worse as I become a provider. So just making sure that I realize that, sometimes I need to walk down that separate street so I don't have the constant reminders of that. And then realizing that some things are my fault and some things I can change and that there are some things I can't change. So I really liked how I got quite a few different feelings or thoughts out of this autobiography. So, yeah, thanks.